Hello and welcome to episode 3, The Intensity of Being. This episode is about how certain experiences create an intense sense of being in us. I was once at a party at my nephew's house. His 3-year-old son, who's a very cute looking child, was walking across the room and I noticed he had his eyes closed. I realized that all the adults were looking at him, and he felt this scrutiny so intensely that he was closing his eyes to shut it out. Imagine if something like that happened to you. Say you are at a mall and you suddenly realize that everyone is staring at you. Suddenly, you feel a keen sense of self. On the other hand, if you had been walking along, let's say, a new mall where you've never been before, just to see what shops there were in it, it is likely you are not consciously aware of your own self because you are focusing on scanning all the shops. If you consider the experiences in a given day, you will realize that this sense of being a self, waxes and wanes along a spectrum from slight to strong to intense. Some of these are pleasant, happy, some could be unpleasant or unhappy. For example, you receive a unexpected call from an old college buddy you haven't heard from in a while, and you chat happily, reminiscing about the old days. This is a happy, pleasant experience, and you experience yourself strongly, especially as you recall all that made you and that person special and unique. Or you're reading a curt email from your manager pointing out some drawback in work you had done. This experience could be bitter, unpleasant, and you may blame yourself, even become critical of yourself. There are even experiences called flow states where people report feeling no sense of self at all, losing themselves in some hobby, sport, or fulfilling work. Let's say you maintain a journal just to record the experience of being a self. You begin to realize it's not constant, but constantly shifting, changing, sometimes even moment to moment. It can cause us suffering or bring great joy. You can notice a feedback mechanism at work sometimes. For example, that curt email from your boss can lead you to see yourself in a critical light. This then filters subsequent perceptions of other events and experiences in such a way that you may go into a self critical spiral. To understand it, to see it clearly, and to live with it in a way that leads to more and more ease and lightness will be one of our projects in this podcast. As we go through life from birth to adulthood, we begin to think of ourselves and speak of ourselves in certain ways. We may say, I am hopeless at sports, or I'm a methodical person, or I'm a nerd, or I'm a loner, or I'm a people person, and so on. We may not always declare these to others. We may keep these definitions, especially the painful ones, out of the public gaze. Over time, we form patterns of behavior consistent with these definitions. These are not fixed and permanent, though. We often acquire new patterns of behavior or drop old ones. Our story incorporates these changes, and we say, I used to be this and this, but now I'm that and that. Therefore, we can see that our self definitions, patterns of behavior, even some external manifestations like clothing styles, lifestyle, all are malleable. In fact, they are so malleable that you have to ask, is there a constant, unchanging essence you can call a true self? All aspects of what constitute your being can be changed. People make dramatic changes to food choices, to their skills, to habits, even their very ways of thinking. Yet, through all the transformations, we have this intuition that there is, in the middle, some essence called me that remains constant. We will investigate this sense in future episodes. What is it? How does it come about that we feel as if there is some unchanging essence right at the core? For now, we will just make the following points. A sense of being, a sense of self, is triggered by experiences and events. This is point number one. Point number two is that this sense waxes and wanes even in a given day. Point number three, over a lifetime, patterns, habits, skills, etc., are acquired that lead to self definitions. Some are considered good and others are bad. Point number four, these patterns, habits, skills change and vanish, and even new ones are added. Point number five, yet through even the most dramatic transformation, we have the sense that we are the same person.